Gaudy stacks. Good God, that's gaudy.
Hello, you. Hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing great. Oh, the flowers are starting to bloom. It's beautiful. Cherry blossoms. Sun is shining. So much sunshine. So much sunshine. Try to say that 3 times fast. So much sunshine. I can't do it. I'm not going to even try. If you know you can't do something, don't try. That's great advice. Really inspirational, motivational, I would say. I'm feeling a little down because of the Jamal Murray news. You know, I'm not a big Nuggets fan. Am I wearing a Nuggets hat right now? Yes, but it's a long story. For a job I did, I got a bunch of free NBA stuff. I got a bunch of free NBA hats. I was given like $100 credit in the NBA store, and I got nothing but NBA hats. I was gonna go just spend it all on this Phoenix Suns warm-up suit, but I went for the hats instead. So I got a Pacers hat. I mean, I just went for the logos I like the most. I've always liked that Pacers logo. I went to school in Indiana. I grew up in Kentucky, so I don't like the state of Indiana really. I think it smells. Most of the people are like 50 IQ points below normal. No, I'm joking. I'm joking about all that. Now, Indiana's great. Beautiful nature. Interesting history. Horrible history if you think about it. A lot of racist, it's true, but there's some good parts about it too. Anyways, what did I get? I got this. No, I already had a Suns hat. So I got Pacers, Nuggets, I think I got a Trailblazers hat, but it sucks, so I got another one. I got a Hawks hat, this beautiful bright red. This was a while ago. I know you're fascinated. Those bright red Hawks hats are awesome. By the way, I'm back in the car again. I'll tell you in a second, but that Hawks logo, I love it. It's so minimalist, it's beautiful. I got a Timberwolves hat because my stepdad is from Minnesota, and also I kind of like their logo too, in a weird way. I used to hate it. Now I kind of like it. What else did I get? That might be it. I thought I had 7. That's not 7. It's 5. Oh well, I can't think of the rest. But yeah, man, I went nuts. You know, it was fun. Got all these hats. So I'm wearing a Denver Nuggets hat, sitting in the car. The battery has been fickle. I just don't drive the car that much, so there's no fucking reason to take it out for a spin. I don't have a reason to. I'm close to the grocery store, close to the market. I'm close to the park. I'm close to the beach. I mean, where in the fuck else am I gonna go? To a grocery store just a little bit farther away? Well, yeah, but I don't know. I'm realizing it sounds kind of silly. I have driven it some, but not enough, and so the battery, once again, it wasn't completely dead, but it was not starting the car, so I had to jump it, and I'm getting kind of sick of it, honestly. I got a 2004 Honda Accord. It's old Bessie. Now I call it Silverface because it's a silver car, but old Silverface is gonna have to go the way of Lassie pretty soon, you know? Oh no, oops. Old Yeller, sorry. Sorry, Lassie. I don't want to lump you in with the tragic case of Old Yeller. But I'm going to have to take it out back, put it out of its misery, because it's really not its fault, though. It's my fault because I'm not driving. But I'm going to choose to blame the car. Oh, I brought some water this time. And by the way, last time I was just revving the car the whole episode. I'm in the car. I was talking about the charger that I got that didn't work, so I returned that. This is all fascinating information. But back to Jamal Murray. Damn. And, it's going to be good for the Lakers, man. And as a proclaimed, not hater, but I'm not a fan of LeBron's. I respect him. He's a machine. Built like a tank, blah, blah, blah. Super athletic, agile, great passer. Streaky three-point shooter. Gotten much better in the mid-range. Bully. Crazy athleticism. I get it. I respect him. He's an amazing player. I don't like how he's always talking about how he's the best player of all time. And how he's like, he's insecure about his legacy already. He hasn't even fucking retired yet. If he could just let some of that stuff just play out in social media instead of commenting on it and like trying to inject himself into it, I'd like him a little bit more. But oh well, I got my issues, my little foibles. I don't think I used that word correctly, but whatever. But yeah, Jamal Murray exiting the game. I see it as a massive a war games style face-off where you have all these different nations and they lose pieces and they lose resources. Yeah, the old quote-unquote arms race. Love bringing war stuff into a game like the NBA. That's really appropriate, Simmons. Well, but War Games is a great movie, by the way, with Matthew Broderick. I don't know if you've seen it. It's fucking awesome. It's hilarious. It's classic 80s comedy / semi-drama. Mainly just a comedy, kind of ridiculous comedy, but funny and also cool. Anyways, Jamal Murray, he had Aaron Gordon playing great, sliding in wonderful to that lineup. He seemed like the happiest guy ever to switch teams. Like, he was just like in awe. He's probably got some of that sweet Denver Kush, some of that old Mile High marijuana. But he loves it there. And it's going to be up to Michael Porter Jr. I mean, this has probably been talked about on many a pod. But I think he's up to the task in terms of scoring. The guy is... I was just looking at his stats a second ago. Did you know he's shooting 53% from the field as like a shooting wing / power forward? So he's getting some shots close to the basket. I think he's shooting like 65% from 2. But the dude is also shooting 42% from 3. And... ooh, I had these stats in front of me. Where's that tab? Oh, no, I just want to see how many attempts he's taking. On 5.6 attempts, 42.1. We do the decimals here. 53.4 from the field goal realm in general. Do you have any king idea? I'm trying not to curse too much, so I'm like censoring myself as I do it. But I might just have to drop one. I really might. I have to wet my whistle too. Do you have any fucking idea? I already broke my promise. That how difficult it is for a man that size to shoot at that clip, be that athletic. It's not that it's difficult, and be that coordinated. It's just the genetic lottery and also just his skill level. It's unreal, and I've never really liked him that much, but I have to reckon with his skill. He seems like kind of, a couple screws loose, if you know what I mean, with some of the stuff he's done and said. But he's also young and whatever. But he has like stiff leg syndrome. It's not an actual disease. I just made it up just right now. But he looks like he's got bow legs, like he's bow-legged, and he's like the old stumps on ice coined by Ben Golliver. He looks like that sometimes on defense. And he can't really bend over. It's weird, but he's really athletic in many other ways, including crazy bounce and all that other stuff. Good shot blocker, I feel like. Not the best defender, it turns out. But I'm a fan now. have kind of been, brought along. And then Campazzo, the miniature point guard, he'll have a shot to really take things up to the next level, really showcase his passing ability. The diminutive Campazzo, the tiny, minuscule man, who's also really good, really fun to watch, and a great competitor. I really hope he seizes the point guard duties and he becomes like 6 inches smaller, make that 8 inches smaller Jason Kidd, like a homeless man's Jason Kidd. That would be awesome. Maybe if he was like a poor man's, he needs to step up. Monty Morris needs to step up. Who else do they have? It's a lot of Nuggets talk. Oh yeah, PJ Dozier, great defender. It's gonna be interesting, but I think they're still gonna be really good. It would be amazing if they still made the Western Conference Finals or something crazy. It's gonna be difficult to do, but well, I want to see it happen. I'm excited. I'm still really excited for the playoffs. The Lakers have been lurking beneath the surface. I have to give them some credit. They've been winning some of these games with depleted lineups. You got, KCP, and you got Trez, and you got Kuzma, and fucking Dennis Schroeder, and it doesn't seem like they should even be in some of these games, to be honest. But they're squeaking. There's some squeakers. They're squeaking some out, and they don't have the best schedule, but I gotta give it to them. I have to give it to them. I'm impressed. And when LeBron comes back, AD comes back, they've just been on the shelf for so long. AD, that is. LeBron, they're just healing up, but they should be formidable. I am in the camp where I thought their title last year was how do I put this nicely? It's not an asterisk, but it's not a real title. It's a title, but it's like, it's like the worst possible version of something, It's like, you got the high quality bourbon, the really nice, Four Roses, single barrel, or even better, little Pappy Van Winks. And then you got like Heaven Hill bourbon or something like that. That's what that title was. It was like the Heaven Hill of titles. It was the Old Granddad. Nope, Old Granddad's even better than that. Sorry, tastes like shit, but it's a little more expensive. That's how I'd rank that title. If you got a problem with that, I'm sorry, just deal with it, okay? It's one man's opinion. I'm a moron, so don't worry about it. Don't concern yourself. But it's clear that they didn't face good competition, and it was in the bubble. So after all that, I'm going to say there was an asterisk. Wow. Anyways, in terms of this year, I really hope it's anybody but the Nets and the Lakers. I'm just so fucking tired of hearing about those teams. I think the Nets are stacked. Blake Griffin playing 20 minutes a game with no responsibility. It turns out really effective player who still has some athleticism and can play pretty good defense, when he puts his mind to it. And then you have LaMarcus Aldridge, whose value comes from his jump shooting and his post play, which are really important skills to have in the playoffs. When the game slows down, half court games. It's like when you used to play half court pickup. It's like you didn't have to move as much. It's just like that. It's just like that. No, I mean, it's much more intense in the playoffs. It's not like half court basketball. What the fuck am I talking about? But you get the point. But no, I mean, those are big pieces. Are you fucking kidding me? LaMarcus Aldridge, decorated all-star LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, I don't like his game, but he's a deadeye from the mid-range, and he's like 7'5", seemingly. He's a beanstalk of a man. Kind of has the peg legs as well, but I saw him against Zion. He was blocking the fuck out of Zion. Zion just couldn't get around those long arms for some reason. But then they have DeAndre Jordan on the bench right now, not even playing. Young athletic stud. Actually, I can't call him a stud yet, but young athletic guy. Man. Nicholas Claxton. And then they have, of course, the big three, with Joe Harris. It's going to be tough for any team to beat them. The Sixers look great. I don't want to make any proclamations yet, but in the next few weeks, I'm going to start thinking about who's coming out of the East, Right now, probably have to go with the Nets, But it's true, the 76ers are looking great. Joel Embiid seems like really serious this year. He's like on a mission. So I would love to see like a Milwaukee 76ers matchup, or like a Nets 76ers, or Nets Milwaukee would be interesting. But once again, man, I don't trust Bud. I feel like as I said last time, he's like the second coming of Stan Van Gundy, the master of panic, and the looks on his face, he just creates this tension. I feel like there's no chill. It's like if complete chill is like stone-faced Larry Bird when he was the coach for the Pacers, and like not showing any emotion no matter if they're winning or losing. In fact, they showed that, replay of like when they won some dramatic Game 7, and it was like Larry Bird was just like sitting on a bench in a park, just staring into space like you see sometimes. Hey, I've done it before. You just sit on a bench and you're just staring off into the ether, into the wild blue yonder, seemingly lost in your own thoughts, or just trying to let out a fart. I mean, one of those things, right? It's got to be one of the two. But Coach Bud is just always grimacing. I'm going to start calling him Grimace. Oh, that's refreshing. He's just... he's an offensive genius. It's pretty much undeniable at this point. I give him his kudos. I give him his credit. He deserves it. He definitely deserves it. Coach Bud, you son of a bitch, congratulations. You got Ben Simmons is a random dude sitting in his car huffing gas fumes. You got his approval. It's of no consequence whatsoever, but there it is. Congratulations. You fuck. No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't. Why? See, now I'm taking the cursing to another level. I got to keep it on the... But they got so much to prove in these playoffs, man. But I love Drew Holiday. Like, I've always liked Drew Holiday. I love watching him play. He's really streaky on offense, weirdly. Like, he'll have, 5 games where you're like, this guy is an all-star for sure. He's raining threes. But then he just kind of disappears. In fact, I want to see his stats. I'm curious what his shooting stats are, because he can get so hot. And you're like, this guy's jump shot looks so textbook. He looks amazing. He's like a beefy dude. Plays great. He's not beefy. He's strong. He's like swole. Plays great defense. Him and Dort are just like such an interesting... has such interesting body types. All right, let's see. Okay, so yeah, he's shooting 50% from the field. Okay, and 40% from three. He's never shot 40% during a season. This is Drew Holiday. He shot 39% in 13-14 and 38% in 11-12. So yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, I just saw a work email, and it's pissing me off. So I'm trying to be happy, but it turns out I'm going to redo something completely. It took me a while, but I'm trying to think happy thoughts, because that kind of pisses me off. This client is annoying the hell out of me. Anyways, hope he doesn't listen to the podcast. Well, I didn't give any names, so and I don't think he listens to the podcast. It's a small, devoted audience of me, myself, and I. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, yeah, Jrue Holiday. He's always been a great thief of the ball. He's just great. He's just, his defensive instincts are fun to watch unfold. And unfold in a game, yes. I enjoy watching his defensive presence. I don't know how else to say it. He's a good defender. There you go. Speaking of great defenders, I think I touched on it a while back, but if you want to see some crazy numbers, look up Alvin Robertson. I know I talked about him on a previous podcast because he is a master thief, but I think he has the most steals in a game or something. It's he's got 11 steals in a game, but I think he was one of the best defenders in NBA history based on the little I've heard and the stats. But the guy averaged over 3 steals a game for, Jesus Christ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. Not culminating, but the high being in 85-86, 3.7 steals a game. That is fucking outrageous, dude. And he played a lot of minutes. The dude was on the floor quite a bit, 35 minutes a game, 33, 36, 35, 32, 32, 30, 29. He's playing full minutes. That's pretty wild. And he never got under 2 steals a game. If you take out his first year in the league, that was his only season under 2 steals a game. Most of the time, he was at least at 2.2 for every year of his career besides his first year. That's fucking outrageous, man. Wow. I should take a look at some of his highlights. I'm curious now, but when you get into fantasy basketball, steals are worth so much. They're worth 3 points on FanDuel. Blocks are worth 3 as well. So you start some of these players that are ball hawks, is ball hawk right for steal? Or yeah, I'll just say that ball miser, ball thief, burglar, ball burglar. He's a burglar of balls. Oh, ball burglar. D'Anthony Melton's one of those guys. If he got more minutes, he would put up crazy steals numbers. I didn't even look at Jrue Holiday's steal numbers. Let's see. This is lots of dead air. Yeah, he's over 1 point. He's in the 1.5 steal a game range. So yeah, my eyes aren't completely. This is for his career, roughly fluctuates in that area. This year he's 1.7. So, he's a good ball burglar. What can I say? He's a burglar of balls. Really cracking myself up there with my sophomore joke. It's my life. I make myself laugh in the lowest common denominator way. Common denominator. Yeah, that's me, man. That's Simmons. Dick jokes and fart jokes and ball jokes. All day, all night, and twice on Sunday. Anyways, what else do I want to touch on? Oh yeah, De'Aaron Fox. I've been watching a lot of Kings games because I've been having him in fantasy and DFS quite a bit. That guy, when he's on, is not only fun to watch, but is just so hard to stop. He's usually occurs against shitty defenses. I'll give you that. But he's on a tear Another tear. He had like a few games recently where he was off. I thought he was shooting better from three. I think he's only at like 34% or something, so my eyes deceived me there. But he is just a blur, man. And you know, nobody can stay in front of him. Yeah, I think he's taking a step up. The Kings are a sorry lot. I think they've lost like 7 or 8 in a row. Maybe they won in the last game. I can't remember, but they are just a fucking mess, and I don't know what they're going to do to get out of it, frankly. They have Marvin Bagley, who is... I think it's safe to say that he's been a semi-bust at this point in terms of his health. He might come around and be a monster somewhere else, but I don't know how good of a defender he is. I don't know how effective he is. I mean, he puts up some big numbers sometimes, but, you know, old regular Joe view is that I don't really see it with him. I hope he's good. I don't wish him ill. I don't wish him failure, but I just don't see it. What do you want from me? And that's just been a sad development, you know, kind of hanging over everything there. Buddy Hield, so streaky. One other guy you think he's like a 45% three-point shooter, and you find out he's like shooting 20% for the month or something. What is he shooting? So yeah, this episode is Ben looks up stats in real time. People are always talking about how he's such a good three-point shooter. Yeah, I mean, he's a career 40% three-point shooter, and he takes a career 7 three-pointers a game. He's taking a career high 10.5 this year and shooting 38%. So, you know, it's not like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, but 38%, 38.2%. That's pretty fucking good. So, I retract everything. But he's streaky, though. He's streaky, and so when they're on, they're fun to watch. Harrison Barnes is just like, I don't know, a bowl of vanilla ice cream. Tastes good, but, you know, it's not going to blow you away unless it's like, you know, that non-GMO, organic, you know, grown in a botanist's farm vanilla bean that's been cured. And how do they cure vanilla beans? I don't fucking know. It's been humidified and all this other shit. I mean, it's not. It's got to be that good. Sorry, this guy just walked by and is staring at me because I'm revving my engine. Once again, getting stared at in my car, twiddling my thumbs as I rev the engine at him aggressively. I love vanilla ice cream, though. So I said that, and I was like, but I mean, he's a good player, and he can get hot too. He's had some blow-up scoring games. He's had some big games. He just doesn't do much else. Sometimes, like, he rebounds. He doesn't. I don't know. What would happen if you ran an offense through Harrison Barnes? I mean, didn't they try to do that in Dallas? Kind of. He was like, but he was second fiddle to Dirk, to you know, aging, decrepit Dirk. He wasn't decrepit, but, you know, talk about peg legs. The old peg leg all-stars. Oh, but yeah, De'Aaron Fox has been fun. But the team sucks, so. Kevin Porter Jr. he's like a young, wild stallion who will have these games you're just like, this guy's fucking incredible, but he's shooting a horrible percentage from three. I think he's shooting pretty bad from the field. I think last time I checked, he was shooting, 20% from three or something? Like Westbrookian. Actually, Westbrook's been playing great, and he's been shooting better from the three. But traditional Westbrookian three-point numbers, like lots of attempts and just horrific percentage. Kind of like, you know, old school Jerry Stackhouse type, like volume shooting numbers. But he's so athletic, he's so quick, he's a great passer. And he looks really big out there. It might be his hair. He's pretty, how do you say, lots of height on his hair. Probably adds like 8 more inches. Kind of like with Jared Allen. Jared Allen looks like he's like 8 feet tall because it's huge afro. But Kevin Porter Jr. is fun to watch, man. That guy, I'm not going to say the sky's the limit, but he's going to be good. All right, that's my analysis. About as deep as I go. About as detailed as I get. You know that guy? That player? He's going to be good. He's had some shitty games, but he's almost benefited from having John Wall there, who, talk about, up and down. They have nothing to play for, but he had a just awful game the other night. I think he was like 5 for 20. Talk about a bad shooter. He shoots a lot of threes. Jesus, let's look up John Wall, because I know now I have. This is how my mind works sometimes. Is you go from one basketball reference page to the other, and before you know it, you're looking up John Wall and his horrible shooting percentages. I mean, he's a career 43% shooter as a point guard. That's pretty awful. Point guards obviously shoot more shots farther away from the basket, traditionally because they're smaller. At least that's what I think. That's my unexpert, unscientific opinion. But, all right, you want to see these 3-point percentages year by year, if you don't believe me. He's a career 32.5% 3-point shooter. We got 29.6 first year in the league. Holy shit. Wow. So he wasn't taking many this time in his career. He's taking 0.6 a game. It's at 0.0 3-pointers made on top of 0.6 attempts. This is 2011-2012. He shot 0.071% from 3. I'm sorry. 7% from 3. Jesus Christ. I'd be such a moron. Can be. Well, don't be too harsh. 7.1% from 3? Are you fucking kidding me? Even on the small attempts? I've never seen that before. For a whole fucking year, and he played 66 games? Started all of them? What the fuck? That is disgusting. Next year, 26.7 on 0.9 attempts. Then he shoots 35%, which is for him like incredible. He's like, Steph Curry or something that year. Then 30%, then 35 again, then 32.7. Wow, he shot 37%, which is by far his best year. So that's a Steph Curry year. That was in 2017, 2018, in only 41 games. Is that like his best year? Let's see. Yeah, it was a pretty good year for him. 44% from the field, which is good for him, but it sucks for a point guard. 8.7 assists and 20 points a game. That year in 2016. I don't even like John Wall. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Talk about a rabbit hole. Saw it in real time. You heard it in real time. Anyways, is there anything else I want to touch on? This will be a quickie because I got things to do. I got to respond to this fucking client. Something isn't right. It needs to be changed. Could you please do it? Fuck you. How about that? What? I said, fuck you, you piece of shit. Now don't ever email me again and ask for anything. Take what you get and like it. You're going to like what I give you. Eat it. Stomach it. Anyways, enough weirdness. Yeah, the Jamal Murray news was a bummer. That sucked. I've been enjoying watching Steph Curry raining threes. Just good to have him in my life again. He is the greatest shooter of all time, some would say. I would probably be one of them, even though he's only shot 50% from the field. One time in his career, and John Stockton did it a whole bunch of times, but we're still going to get to Steph Curry because of his three-point shooting prowess and his ability to get en fuego. But talk about somebody. This is the last time I'm going to look up stats on my phone. But this guy is having an amazing year. Is he going to do 50, 40, 90? I haven't checked this. No, he's at 48.5 from the field. So if you can just get that up, which is going to be hard to, go up that much in the short amount of time we have. But if he just completely catches fire, and he's shooting 41% from three, but he's taking 11 attempts. So he's like on that level. He's not shooting as well as he did that year that we talked about before, the 50, 40, 90 year. But he's like having that kind of season. He's like right there, His field goal percentage is not as good, slightly. But the guy had 50 the other night, and what did he have, like a 60-point game earlier this year? The guy is just, man alive. So fun to watch. And it is true that Draymond is like rendered, I wouldn't say useless, but when Steph Curry's off the floor these days, he's just not the same guy. His value derives from passing the ball, being a great passer, being a great rebounder, good rebounder, and being a good help defender and a pretty good on-ball defender. Is he the greatest defender of all time, as he said recently? I would say, fuck no. That's ridiculous and a dumb thing to say. But he's up there. He's in the conversation, I would say, just because of his versatility. At his peak, he unlocked that lineup of death that they could run out there that revolutionized the NBA. So you got to give him some credit there. People kind of forget about that. He made that possible. That 2015 title, which, they got lucky with some injuries. Cavaliers losing Kevin Love and Kyrie. I get it, you son of a bitch. I know. But Draymond was great, all right? He can still be good on the right team. He has lost some of his offense, although it's coming back recently. He had a 16-point game, which for him is like scoring 60. If he could just hit some threes, for fuck's sake, dude. Oh, God, what's he shooting from three? Like, what? I broke my promise. I'm looking it up. Draymond Green. He just can't shoot. He's, what's the opposite of a dead eye? Speaking of dead eye, Bradley Beal is having not a very good year shooting three. I would not say he's a dead eye. People keep talking about him like he's a sharpshooter. Yes, he's had some good shooting. He shoots great from the field in general, but he's not. I would not put him in the sharpshooter category. All right, look at his stats. He's not over 40% every year from three. He's definitely had some years like that, but he's not a sharpshooter. Right? So just will you stop? He's a scorer. He's good. He's good. I just think he's a little overrated shooter at this point. But yeah, Draymond's shooting 41% from the field this year. Just god awful. He's shooting 26.7 from three. The last 3 years, fuck that. Since 2016-17, he's shooting just a horrible percentage. Just a sad, sorry percentage. 30%, 30%, 28%, 27.9. So 28 and 27% this year. That's, if he could get that up to like 35%, oh my God. Wow. But just not a good shooter. I can't believe I said that if he had his own team, he'd be like a poor man's Magic Johnson out there. I guess he kind of is in a way, but I was like, yeah, if he goes to, like Detroit or something. I said that, can't remember what podcast I said this on, but I said, it was like early on in the annals of Gaudy Stats. I was like, yeah, if he goes to another team and he's like the main guy, he could be like Magic Johnson or like a bigger Jason Kidd, not as athletic, but he could be like that type of, and maybe if it was his team, like 5 years ago, maybe he could have for a couple years been like that, he's just not super athletic. I guess he has like the defensive athleticism, like the quick movements and things like that. Like he's got a certain type of athleticism. I get it. I'm just saying he's not going to wow you in that regard. And he can't hit the broadside of a barn. He's one of the best bricklayers the NBA's ever seen, especially these days. My God. So yeah, I can't believe I thought that. Talk about a bad take. Magic Johnson is poor man's or homeless man's Magic Johnson is even a bad take. You could say he's a homeless man's Magic Johnson. I just remember when he used to run the offense, like he would get the rebound, take it all the way down to the other end of the court, and like find a great look for somebody or just lay it in. He was great at going coast to coast. And I don't know if he's lost confidence in his shooting ability or what it is, but my goodness, that dude is I'm going to use it again, bricklayer. The same thing I just said. He's a bricklayer. He hits the broad. He can't hit the broadside of a barn. He couldn't throw the ball in the ocean. Whatever you want to say. The dude is he's not a scoring threat. Let's just put that mildly. All right. He used to have like almost like a little post-up game. He could do a little flip shot. The dude, he needs to like develop a hook shot or something. He has to have. He just passes when he gets the ball like 2 feet from the hoop. Even if he has an advantage, sometimes like if his back is to somebody, he could post up a smaller guy. It seems like he just has no confidence in his shot, and he immediately just passes it out. Immediately. He's very unselfish, and that's great. And I love his passing acumen. But my God, he just has no confidence with that to shoot anywhere on the floor. Although the other night he was hitting some threes. That was fun to see. I hope he comes back, man. I hope can return to form, but this might be it. This might be the Draymond that we have for the rest of time. Until Draymond Jr. comes around. There should be a Draymond every generation. And I hope we see another Draymond. I've never seen that name before, Draymond. I love it. I hope we see more of them. I like that name, Draymond. Do you, Simmons? Yes. A guy just drove by me, stared at me as I talked to myself. What am I doing is not that weird. I'm just in a car by myself, with my sunglasses on, staring at people and revving the engine. I've been in here for about 40 minutes now. I think it might be time to call it quits. I'm weirding people out. I'm weirding myself out. The second podcast from inside the car, revving the engine the whole time, just killing the environment, little by little, not going anywhere, revving up my old Bessie of a car, Silverface, trying to charge that King battery so that I can drive it tomorrow or the next day, and then if I don't drive it for a couple of days, I won't be able to start it. I'll have to jump it again, which is annoying. It's not good for the battery. I just got this battery. It's 1 year old. But I'm fucking things up with it because I'm not driving that car. It's battery abuse. I'm abusing the battery. Sorry, battery. You fucking asshole. But thanks for listening. I appreciate you listening. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what I'm going for with this you stuff, but I think it's time for me to go. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I need to get out and walk around a little bit. It's a beautiful day. Why the fuck am I in this car when it's a beautiful day outside? Because I wanted to talk to you and tell you some silly thoughts of mine. So thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Jamal Murray, hope you feel better, man. Yeah, I hope you feel better, buddy. That sucks. It really sucks. Aaron Gordon, step up. Michael Porter Jr., step up. Okay. That's all. Let's stop talking now. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
So gaudy. Gaudy stats.